Racing on Thursday takes place out at Turffontien. We are racing on the inside track Thursday, the 21st of March 2024. 8 races on the program, and unlike the card on Tuesday out at the Val, where we had a carryover in the pick 6, the place accumulator paid in excess of 2,500 Rand. You had some very big jackpot dividends. I think the Thursday card looks a bit more punter friendly, Alistair.
Can't be any worse. Hello, Real. Hello to all the viewers. Well, in comparison to Tuesday hopefully was a one-off. It's amazing how many people or how many trainers have been waiting for the VAR. I find that quite startling that there were jam-packed fields there. And yes, on a public holiday Thursday at Turffontien, at the flagship course in the Highveld, we've got smaller fields. But be that as it may, hopefully it's a good public holiday. I expect the pools to be better than average for obvious reasons, because hopefully everyone will be enjoying the day off and enjoying the good racing. There's not much else going on in the sports world, so a few extra hours will be locked into Turffontien. Hopefully we can steer people in the right direction. Well,
let's get straight into it. Race number 1 will be the start of the bar pot. This is a maiden juvenile played over the 1,000 meter trip, and it is the inside course, so over these sprinting trips and over any other distance, draw matters because it's around the turn. And this horse, Buffalo Storm Cody from the Tony Peter yard, we know that Pistol Pete, I think it's the only other Buffalo Bull Cody that has run to date, and he's unbeaten 3 from 3. Looks to be a very precocious type. And this horse deep in the red at 7-10. It's a Bad Medicine at 9-2. It's 13-2 about its personal, and then 12-1 and better ball those. Now Buffalo Storm Cody, Tony will have a line between this horse and that horse that won Taxi to the Moon, who beat its personal by 10 lengths, and its personal is the only form running in the race, so we would think that one of the first timers would get the job done, and the market indicates that it could be number 2.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that 10 lengths of Taxi to the Moon is going to be good enough to win, despite having experience under the belt. So I think this race just purely sets up to a first-timer, and the money on Buffalo Storm Cody is quite revealing. This Buffalo Storm Cody is a half-brother to the well-performed Freed from Desire, who achieved a rating of 116. She was by Jackson. She was a 6-time winner. Also, the Wolf of Wolseley, who didn't win, and City by the Sea, who was a 4-time winner. So that's the 4th progeny out of Musical Romance, who I think was also trained by Tony's father, Paul. The support, I think, is revealing. There have been 3 Buffalo Bull Codys to have run. Only one of them has won. That's Pistol Pete. The other 2 have done very little. One of them was with Gavin Smith. Her name escapes me who the other one is. But anyway, be that as it may, he looks like a very impressive stallion. The trainers that I've spoken to have said very, very, very nice progeny. They've got beautiful actions. They might need a little bit of time, but they're classic horses.
Alistair, anything that you know with regards to any of the other first-timers?
No, the answer to that is nothing. The only thing I know about this race is the support to number 2 Buffalo Storm Cody and the genetics of the son of Buffalo Bull Cody. So I think that he'll be the one that all eyes will be locked on in the first leg of the bar pot. But while they go down to the start, watch them closely, check the market. If there are any fluctuations, just take note of those. Give yourselves a chance in leg 1 of the bar pot.
Yeah, leg number 1 gets underway at 12:30 with the running off race number 1. Moving along to race number 2, which will be the start of the place accumulator. This is a maiden juvenile played for the fillies over 1,000 meters. 1 is the off time. Rodeo Drive is the favorite at 13-10. Far Reaching is at 28-10. Pointer 6-1 into 5-1. Pinatubo is at 7-1. That has found significant betting support. 16-1 into 7-1. And then it's 12-1 and better ball those. Now, is the form of Rodeo Drive strong enough to get the job done in this contest?
Well, that's a difficult answer to give, only because of the well-bred first-timers that are involved here. But certainly of the race runners, 7 Rodeo Drive must stand an undeniable chance. The daughter of the United States, who did some good late work on debut over 800 meters. I think the extra furlong will suit. Richard Ferree takes the ride. Got the worst of the draw, so that is a little bit of a worry for Rodeo Drive. But I think the other interesting point is that Rodeo Drive holds a nomination for the South African Fillies Nursery on Champions Day on the 6th of April. So bear that in mind. This could be a signal of intent from Sean Terry to make her look in in place in the South African fillies nursery that obviously Almond C looks like she'll take a power of beating in. The other horse that I have a lot of respect for the first timers, in fact all the first timers make some sort of appeal, is number 4, Far Reaching, a daughter of Vercingetorix out of a Dynasty mare. I remember her from the sales. Very good looking filly she was. They went to 550,000 rand to scoop this daughter of Vercingetorix. I haven't heard a word. I do normally get some info from Johan Janssen van Vuren and from the connections, but nothing about number 4, Far Reaching on this occasion. But I would like to keep safe and include one of the first timers along with the race runner that looks obvious in the 4, number 7, Rodeo Drive. So the first timer for me that makes the most appeal is number 4, Far Reaching.
That is the second pick in the market at 28 to 10. So just 4 and 7 in race number 2. Race number 3, maiden plate over the 2,000 meter trip, and this contest gets underway at 20 to 2. Forest God favorite 15 to 10. Rosore Finale at 4 to 1. And I'm sure that they'll be happy with the price of 4 to 1. They can get involved with this horse here. He's been backed off the board in his last 3 starts. So let's see if there is further support for him once again. Dark Silver 5 to 1. Tax Haven, I thought, ran a cracker in what was a far stronger race against Winners last time out. He's at 6 to 1. It's then 7 to 1. And Better Ball those. Is it a 2-horse race for you, Rosore Finale and Forest God? How do you see the third?
The place accumulator is my suggested bet here, Raheel, and I've gone, funny enough, I've gone 3 and 8, Dark Silver and Forest God. I'm just once bitten, twice shy with Rosora Finale, but I think 2,000 metres could be what he's looking for. Tax Haven is interesting as well because he holds a nomination for the South African Derby, obviously on the evidence of his run in the Derby trial when receiving wet from Marauding Horde, and now suddenly there's a lot to like about Marauding Horde 3 months after a very ordinary start to his career, or perhaps an anticlimactic start to his career. But 3 and 8 are my numbers here. Forest God, my top choice, definitely going along the right way. The son of Silvano, he was part of the Marauding Horde syndicate, this one running in Mary Slack's colours of Wilkeborgsdrift. Gavin Lorena takes the ride. The debut was flat, the second one was much better. The step up in distance is going to suit him to no end as well. Although the form lines might be a little bit quiet, I think that he's just got natural improvement to come. Like quite a few of the others in this race, they're just horses that are ready to win, but I think Forest God is just improving quicker than the likes of Tax Haven and Rosora Finale. The interesting runner here is number 3, Dark Silver, with blinkers on for the first time. He's only run over 2,000 metres, may have come a little bit too soon when finishing 4th to Tani Player, but he's obviously a better, stronger and wiser horse now. And if the blinkers don't backfire, because there's always a possibility that they might, I think Dark Silver might give number 8 Forest God and number 2 Rosora Finale, who I'd never leave out of the pick 6, something to think about. The yard's going along nicely, that of Alec Laird. So number 3 Dark Silver, just a horse to bear in mind when having a close look at the opening leg of the pick 6 and second leg of the PA, third leg of the bar pot, etc.
A couple of horses that can get involved here as well, but Alistair with number 3 and 8 in race number 3. Forest God definitely the one to beat. Race number 4, 2,600 meters the distance, and so you can scratch number 2 Kudzu. So it's a field of just 8 runners that remain now, and Royal Mazarin tops the boards at 14 to 10. It is 3 to 1 Ideal Future, 4 to 1 Agamemnon, 5 to 1 Nuclear Force, 7 to 1 and Better Ball those. Now with the scratching of Kudzu, it just seems like this horse Royal Mazarin could take some beating in this contest. He's won his last 2 starts and he's gone up a total of 10 points for it, but he's won it well, so that could obviously give you a bit of confidence. And despite him being a 6-year-old, he seems to be thriving at the moment.
Yeah, he's in the pink of health. He's in the form of his life as the son of Flower Alley, with 2 wins on the spin. Credit to Joey Somer, been off for 7 months at Royal Mazarin. He's come back with an absolute bang. I mean, the first win at 25 to 1 may have been a bit of a surprise, but when you look back, it wasn't weakish company. And then he followed that up with an even better win over Monsieur Cheval. And I think Monsieur Cheval is just about ready to win the next time he runs. So that, I think, places Royal Mazarin in good stead. I think the scratching of Kudzu, although he was my banker in all bets, I think that just hands it to number 1 Royal Mazarin on the silver platter. I have no doubt that he'll be good on the inside track. It looks like he can turn it on the stand side track, so that's got to fare well with number 1 Royal Mazarin. The yard's coming along nicely. Chase Morjan's riding well, and I think the others in this race are just battlers. You might have said the same thing about Royal Mazarin midway through last year, and he's come alive, so maybe we can give these developing stayers a little bit of a chance and not be so hard. But with that said, there's just very little interest to work with, and I think number number 1 Royal Mazarin has been handed a golden opportunity to complete a hat-trick. The main danger for me, for what it's worth, is a 33-1 shot in the former number 8 Go Dream Machine. She's popped up on my radar. Last run was absolutely awful, but I think she probably needed it. I think she's capable of at least running into the first 3 in this race, and my bet here is going to be swingers 1 and 8.
1 and 8 for Alistair in race number 4, and he's gone with the each-way choice here. Gold Dream Machine include this one into those exactas, trifectas and quartets, but Royal Mazarin, no doubt the one to beat. Race number 5, fillies and mares, 71 handicap, the start of Jackpot 2, 1800 meters the distance, and Ariel's Jet along with Summerland are joint favorites at 3-1. It's 33-10, Feeling Groovy 6-1. About the Mova Have a Party, it's an 8-1, and Better Ball those. Now this race average rating is 63, so it goes to show that it isn't the greatest of contests, and the each-way play for me in the race is number 9, Pascal Samore. Muzieni takes a ride. I think that Muzi can make all the difference from a 2 draw, and she's a horse that enjoys the inside track. And last time out, she showed signs of life once again. She just tired late on in the day, beaten 4.5 lengths, but I think on a mark of 59, she can bounce back. And at 8-1, she's going to be the play for me in race 5. How do you see the 5th unfolding, Alistair?
You know, Hill, I'm very uneasy about this race. My 2 numbers here are 2 and 8, which are Ariel's Jet and Have a Party in that order. But Pascal Samaray very nearly got into my play, and on your recommendation, she will undoubtedly go into the pick 6 because she is my 3rd selection. You're right, Muzi takes her out. She is very hit or miss. She either wins from the front and looks devastating. I'm still of the opinion that she might have seen better days, but she could just be in the right place at the right time to have one more good day if there is just one more to come. So I'm not miles away from your line of thinking there. But to Ariel's Jet, at least she's unexposed, untapped compared to the others. The others have all been around the block. They've earned their stripes or whatever stripes they've earned. And Ariel's Jet might at least go somewhere where these fillies and mares are not going to be going again. So that's why I'm tipping her on top. Gavin Lorena rides for Erico Verdenese when they team up. I mean, they've been mates forever. So when they team up, you've got to take notice of that. Last run was a trifle disappointing, but I think she's also needed her runs back. 3rd run after a rest, she should be popping and ready to give a good account, especially on the back of a slight rating drop, which I think is going to help her. Number 8, Have a Party. Disappointing on the Greyville Poly last time, the Hollywoodbets Greyville Poly last time. Worth another chance back on the green stuff. Her run on the 3rd of February, not a bad effort at all. That was at the start of the Triple Crown of Wilkebos Triple Tiara, where October Fair, One Religion, all horses that I think would be competitive. Primrose Path was in that race, came out and won. So all horses that I think would be competitive in that race were in and around Have a Party, and I'll make her my 2nd choice in a wide open, low-grade fillies and mares handicap. Watch out, beware.
Yeah, it's certainly a race that can produce a bit of a result, and a race where, if you can, include a number of runners in race 5, the start of Jackpot 2. Race number 6, an MR 72 handicap over 1600 meters, and 3 is the off time for this contest. Willow Express 3-1, 9-2 about Golden Pavilion, 5-1 Laughing William. He's found a touch of support from 6s. It's Iger Sanction 8-1 into 6-1. Officer in Command at 6-1, and then it's 7-1 and Better Ball those. Now this horse, Laughing William, last time out, I thought he ran a nice race behind Mizzen Sale. He was only beaten 2 lengths, and his penultimate run catches the eye because there's no improving 3-year-old in this contest. There's no Lamo Hull, and I thought that he could be a massive run. Although that 8 draw, slight concern, but he does seem to have the gate speed to overcome it, Alistair.
Well, that's the only reason why Candice is running, because Candice has a policy in races like this, or in sort of non-feature races or races where horses don't need a return or whatever, not to run from a draw wider than 7. But here we are with draw 8, and the reason why she took that opportunity is because of the lack of pace in this race, and that he is the only one with pace. And if he can get a soft lead, he'll be very dangerous. His run to Lamuhal, as you mentioned, very good. Even his run to Tegan's Champ, I mean, that was the sudden turnaround turnaround, because he's a lovely, beautiful horse who worked very well, but under-delivered for a while in Joburg, and then suddenly it sparked, and then there was a horrible run again over a mile on the Turffontien stand-side track. There was no explanation for that to Presley, and then suddenly change in tactics, and he's not looked back. So hopefully he can get into the number 1 box. If he does, it'll be owner Trevor Teagler's first winner in his colours, so that would be lovely. Chase Morjan retains the ride. I wouldn't say that I'm making him a 10 out of 10 bet. I'm just making him an inclusion and a potential winner of race number 6. I think I'm going back to the well here with number 2, Willow Express. But first, I just want to address a crazy anomaly. On the 22nd of February, Golden Pavilion and Willow Express both ran. They ran in a classified stakes that was split. So 2 different races on the same day. Have a look at the winning time. Identical. Exactly 91.95. I mean, all sorts of things.
How is that possible?
How is that possible, Raheel? How?
Yeah, surely something's up there.
To the 100th of a second, they've run in the same time on the same day over the same distance, 35 minutes apart. So basically, Nordic Rebel and Lebetcho would have been an exact dead heat. But anyway, that's just a little bit of trivia, maybe something that we can address one day. I'm going back to the well with number 2, Willow Express. To say that I think he'll win would be a stretch, because I've said that a lot of times in the last 676 days since he last won. Richard Ferree takes the ride. I don't know if he's willing to win. He's able to win, but I don't know if he's willing to win. That's the big question mark about number 2, Willow Express. His rating drop has been well documented from a 1/104 to a 74. I mean, he's an absolute Monty on paper, is number 2, Willow Express, but he has been for quite a while of late. I'm making the horse to beat. Maybe the race will be run to suit with Laughing William going off to the front, and if he goes just a touch too slow, it might open up for number 2, Willow Express. I think that they're the 2 to focus on in race number 6 on the card.
That is numbers 2 and 8 in race number 6. But let's see if Willow Express manages to put it all together and get that overdue 5th career victory. Moving along to race number 7. And this is probably one of the better races on the day. It's an MR96 handicap over 1450 meters. A B-class contest, average rating 89. Walk Bomber 3-1, Captain of Grit 4-1, Joker Man 4-1, Kian the Conqueror bounced back to best form last time out at 6-1. 7-1 about Paisley Park, and then it's 10-1 and better bar those. Now, Alistair, I must admit, I'm not quite sure what to make of race number 7, because you've got a number of horses that are stepping up in class and taking a significant step up in class, and the question is, are they up to the task at hand?
They might be. I found this the hardest race on the card, but I found it intriguing as well for all the right reasons. I've gone 4 horses in my PA, so that just shows how open it is. They 6, 7, 10, and 11. Starting off with Warhawk Bomber, I wasn't a believer in this horse until his last win. When I saw him in the ring and beating Champion Warrior, I mean, there's one thing beating Sage King when the expectations are there and you're developing 3-year-old at a fairly low level, and he beat Sage King. Sage King ran second at the Val, subsequently ran no sort of race on Tuesday at the Val, but then he beat Champion Warrior in his next start, and that led me to believe that there's something about the son of Lancaster Bomber. I think it's pretty plain and obvious that there's something to the son of Lancaster Bomber. Raymond Danielson will have to do a bit of work to get down to 55, so that's another good sign in my book. It's going to be a bigger test for number 6, Warhawk Bomber, but he could well be up to it. 7, Captain of Grit, Richard Ferree phoned for the ride the moment noms were out. He's ridden this horse at his last 2. He thinks that this horse is just about ready to win. 95-day layoff, don't worry too much about that. He's done good groundwork back at home. He should be ready to run another nice race. His profile suggests that he'll run a nice race wherever he is. If not winning, he should go close. Joker Man is progressive. He's in the same boat that Warhawk Bomber was on the 25th of January, in that I'm not sure where Joker Man's going just yet and how good he might be, but he might be quite good. He tries this distance for the first time, which is a question mark. Everything from the family has struggled to get any more than 1400 meters. It can win over 1400, but that's pretty much their limit. So there are a few if buts and maybes about number 10, Joker Man. And then number 11, Bloomington, just a better horse on the inside track. I know his last run was on the inside track, and it was an almighty stinker, but I think going off to the front didn't work for him. Look at that drifter button from 10 to 1 to 80 to 1, as if they knew. But draw 1, Kamalo, inside track. He can't run any worse, and he might be the value in the race. It's hard to put a pen through any of these, but I'm comfortable with my PA numbers. In fact, I'm greedy. I'm hoping to double up. Number 1, Paisley Park, the alternative in the pick 6, without a shadow of doubt. He's run with some good horses and run well with good horses.
Yeah, Bloomington could offer the value in the race at 14 to 1. Inside track specialist, and from draw 1, Samonga Kamalo aboard for Fabian Abib. This horse could put it all together. But Walk Bomber, let's see how he goes. He's your favorite at around 3 to 1 in the market, and let's see if he can reel off a hat-trick. Race number 8, the final race on the day. It's the Fillies and Mares 81 handicap over the 1,000 meter trip. 16:40 is the off time. Lovegrass, the favorite, at 22 to 10. Go check with Love at 7 to 2, along with On Cue 11 to 2, Woman of Fame, and then it's 15 to 2, and Better by all those. Now on Saturday, in the final race on the day, Alistair, you managed to find us a bomb in the last race at 16 to 1, and I mentioned that if it arrives, we've all got to thank you. So thanks very much for guiding the guys in the right direction on Saturday with Stormy Seas. Any 16 to 1 shot in the last race on Thursday?
I'm afraid not, Raheel. Thank you. I mean, overdue to find a horse at that type of price. I love shopping for those type of horses, and there's no point in shopping in this final race on the card. I've narrowed down to 2 horses here. Actually, my top choice is number 2, On Cue, but let's talk about the favourite, number 8, Lovegrass first, who's obviously 1 from 1, beating Winter Path. There was money, there was talk for her, and she delivered the store to give me the green light. I've actually spoken to Johan Janssen van Vuren about her before, and he was actually quite worried. He thought that she'd be a very forward and early type as a 2-year-old, and he just battled to get her onto the track, and she had a couple of issues, and then eventually got her to the course, and she delivered on debut. So with that in mind, you wonder how much development there'll be for number 8, Lovegrass, but I still think that she's got something in hand to be able to be competitive in this race. Out of her last run, obviously Winter Path, the horse who she beat, came out and won, but there's not much else to get excited about, if I'm brutally honest. The third horse, Smashing, is still a maiden. Glawari is still a maiden. Enchanting Lady is somehow still a maiden, although I think she'll win quite soon. Jumping and Nalia is still a maiden. All horses that were behind. So those are the worries that I have with number 8, Lovegrass. But at least she can go in the right direction. But number 2, On Cue, for me is a huge chance. If this was down the Vaal Straight, I would actually load up with number 2, On Cue, and I'd make her a good thing. But around the turn on the inside track, she just gets a little bit lost. The problem with this being the last race on the card, Raheel, is that you know your fate with On Cue when she arrives and when you see her for the first time. She can be a madam and she can be difficult, and when she is, she runs bad races. But when she's cool and calm and composed, she puts her best foot forward. But she just doesn't seem to do that on the Turffontien inside track. But with that said, she's running feature races in her last 3 starts. Even 4 starts back, she ran in a middle stakes where, although Fillies and Mares are well treated and she had a light weight, she ran against Cliffhanger. That's graded company as well. So I'd like to believe, coming back into a handicap, non-feature race handicap for the first time in a while, that she could be well set up to running a big race on the inside track. I think 7 to 2 represents value. It's not my type of price of 7 to 2, but I still think that she's overpriced. So number 2, On Cue, my top choice over number 8, Lovegrass. If this was down the Vaal Straight, I would be climbing into any price that On Cue was. And if that's my line of thinking, then I suppose I've got to have some sort of confidence about her here.
Yeah, On Cue could be the right horse in the race. From going from graded company to Fillies and Mares 81, it's a significant drop in class, and despite the 60 kgs on the back and the weight that she has to give away to the unexposed 3-year-old daughter of Give the Green Light, Lovegrass, she could be a bit too good for the opposition. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet, which is a place accumulator. And Alistair, take it away with that PA for Thursday.
Yep, so it starts at 1:05 on this public holiday Thursday, and the opening leg gone 4 and 7, Far Reaching and Rodeo Drive. Second leg gone 3 and 8, Dark Silver and Forest God. The third leg was Banker 2, now it's Banker 1, Royal Mazarin. So with Kudzu out, that still remains a banker, keeping the cost at a respectable mark. Then leg 4, which is race 5, 2 Aerials, Jets and 8 Have a Party. That's the race I'm terribly uncomfortable about. Then the anti-penultimate leg, 2 and 8, Willow Express and Laughing William, gone on horses in the penultimate, 6 Warhawk Bomber, 7 Captain of Grit, 10 Joker Man, and 11 Bloomington. And final leg, I really like number 2 on cue, but you got to back it up with the unbeaten number 8 Lovegrass.
That's Alistair Cohen's place accumulator, which gets underway with a running of race number 2 at 1:05, and it is a maiden juvenile plate for fillies that will get the PA started. Alistair, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll chat soon.
Thanks, Raheel. Looking forward to it. Nice weekend ahead. Looking forward to Saturday's cards. Both of them, actually. They both got something about them. So hopefully Graham and I can do some work on the weekend. And I'll always keep an eye on Sunday because King's Cup, you know what that means. It means champion season's just around the corner. Thanks, Raheel.
100%. We're looking forward to the doubleheader on Saturday out at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth and Turffontien. But all the best on Thursday with racing out at Turffontien on the inside track.